All right. Are we back?
Wait, hold on. No. It's still loading. But
We back? Can anybody hear us?
Are we back? I see me moving.
Are we back? Can you hear us?
There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. We had some, of course, Wi-Fi issues, so we had to
We're gonna get
switch it
this
up.
figured out. We all technical and
Where did
cheated.
we leave off?
Good. Excellent. Can you explain to me what career is better, please, between diesel and automotive?
That's
So,
a question for you.
Neither of us really primarily work on diesel, but I guess my opinion on that one is these days, automotive mechanics are kind of a dime a dozen when starting out in the field.
Yeah.
You know, the young guys coming in and say, I can change tires, I can work on oil changes and stuff. They're a dime a dozen. But if you come in with at least minimal diesel transmission,
Or specialize in anything, really,
anything,
for that matter.
electrical.
ABS, airbag, you know, if you're top notch at any of that stuff, you could stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's what I would have to say.
Yeah, diesel parts are heavier and dirtier most of the time.
Whatever. Captain Ron usually helps us out. But you know what? We can handle it this time.
Yeah, our IT guy ain't here.
I made the drive here today. It was like, well, it was supposed to be 4.5 hours, but it ended up being 5.5 hours because of the snow. So Justin ATV is asking, what shirts do we have on?
Well, we shop at the same store right now.
Yeah.
We'll get around to some good news. We got some good news for you guys, but really just got to get through some of these questions if you guys have for us as far as, I mean, if you had to redo it, Kyle, I mean, would you still choose a dealer, working for a dealer? I mean, not to say you could go out there and just open up your own shop, but if you had, say you had all your schooling done and you had an independent shop that was going to pay you a certain amount and a dealership that was going to pay you the same amount, would you change anything? Would you anything different?
Knowing what I know right now, I can say that I would probably still go with the dealership, but just like I have right now, there are still some, I guess, feelings towards like, what if I went independent? Things that I feel like I missed up on,
and things that you may not know or not, because it's not like you have years under your belts working for an independent shop. I mean, I got some dealership under my belt, and sometimes I wake up in the morning wishing I worked at a dealership. So I mean, yes, there'd be things I would change. Maybe I would have stuck with the dealership longer. One thing I know for sure, I know the big chain ones, like, and no offense to anybody that works at the Minuses and Meinekes and all that stuff, I did not like working for them. Basically what you're doing is you're honing your skills, using your tools, and all you're doing is making that franchise richer. And they don't care. The boss you work for might care about you, but the franchise they bought into doesn't care for you. They care about you.
I would agree with that one.
Right.
Some of those big chain stores, they don't really have the technician in mind. Their whole business plan is to just make money.
Right, and it's probably a revolving door.
That's above the employees that they have in there working for them. Like Warren says, a couple people there. You're just another number in the system.
They can't stand working there.
Everybody that I've known that worked for the big chain companies, you're just a big stamp on their ledger, and that's about it. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It feels really impersonal. And I've had a little bit of experience working two different styles of dealerships too, and that's a big difference also.
Yeah,
I worked at a big box dealership. We had 12 technicians, 4 lube techs, 7 body guys, and that stuff was pretty balls to the wall. Like, it was pretty cutthroat. A lot of those guys were not wanting to help you out, not wanting to assist you because they're trying to fight for every single flat rate hour they can possibly get. So it was really hard to try to make a living in that setting. I really enjoy the smaller atmosphere. It's as close to an independent shop as you can get without actually, for my specific dealership.
Well, here, getting to some of these questions too. You guys saying certain places don't care about you. It depends on where you work. I mean, you might get the feeling anywhere you work people don't care about you, whether it's independent, where it's dealer, or any of that stuff. And if you work at a huge dealership, they have 20 or so techs and all that stuff. You might have people you work with you don't even know. People you don't even talk to, people that work there. So the smaller independent shops, you kind of get in, you work there long enough, you end up being family. Christmas parties you got and all that stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother subject to really, you know what I mean? You're not going to get into working at an independent shop because they have Christmas parties and things like that.
Yeah.
But it depends on that comes down to the boss. I made a video on that one. That comes down to the boss you work for.
Yes,
you got to get the feeling like you're wanted there. You got to feel like you're welcome when you come to work and things like that. If anybody out there, if you feel like the person you're working for doesn't care for you, don't work there. And that's the reason why I worked at so many places and ended up opening my own shop, because I wanted to feel like what I paid for in my schooling was being put to good use.
Yeah, it's hard to change to see what the differences are in a lot of the different fields and a lot of different areas as well around the country. That makes a big, point too. Some of the smaller dealerships in the Podunk area by where I live, they don't do a whole lot of business. So if they want to stay in business, they've got to stay more personable, and they're not going to be charging full price all the time. They're going to be giving a whole lot of discounts out just to be able to keep relevant amongst everybody else. But there's a whole lot of differences there. I guess one of the other points that I always said that I missed out on in not being independent is having my name of the dealership or my name on the shop. That's one of the things that I'll never get to see. And
is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know what I mean? That just goes on to what we were saying before we had the Wi-Fi issues. I mean, that's less things you have to worry about. You're going to get paid money whether customers walk in the door or not. You're still getting paid. Now, your name being on the door, if customers don't come in, I don't get paid. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So there's a pro and con to that. Sometimes I'd rather not have my name on the door because someone drives through the building, that's on me. You work for somebody, that's on them. Like when your shop started on fire and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. For everybody tuning in, just answering a couple of those questions, this is Jim, Mr. JRC54.
Hi.
He's got his own independent shop, the Highline Automotive Auto Shop Life channel, JRC54.
Most of you guys know who I am. If you don't,
go check him out.
Yeah.
Because he does some pretty cool
channel.
stuff. He has some awesome tools, and he's got a toolbox that makes mine look like a little Tonka toy. So it's pretty badass. Biggest one on Facebook, or biggest one on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. And if I ever lose my house, I could live in it.
That's right. Uh-huh. Yeah.
But Diesel Tech 2 said you get paid more at the dealership. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes and no.
I think you get more. I think you get more benefits sometimes working at the dealership, especially around here. There's union. Obviously certain places you work at a dealership, they're not. There's non-union and there's union. You'll get more benefits and things like that. But a pay scale is going to change no matter where you're at. It all depends on what you know. I can't. I mean, I've cleared over 6 figures being in business for myself. I've made some good money at the dealership. I've made some crappy money working for places too. I made some of my worst money working at a dealership, but I've also made good money there also. So, the pay is really not, you can't really choose whether you want to work at an indie shop or a dealership for the pay. The pay will end up probably being the same depending on what you put into it.
That is very, very good
right.
point. What you put into wherever you're working is going to be highly dependent on your effort. Yeah, your effort into it. Like if you are only aspiring to be the mechanic that shows up, does what he's supposed to do, does what's on his RO list, and clocks out at the end of the day, says peace out, then you know what, you're not going to get that top rate pay. But if you're that guy that stays through his lunch break because he's got a waiter and he just really wants to get it done, finished, so when he comes back from lunch, he's got the rest of his jobs in the afternoon lined up right, stays after here or there just to finish up those jobs that are just hanging over, maybe a Saturday in the shop here or there. It's all about the effort. Training, that's another big thing. If you want to put more effort into your training, become more specialized, then you're going to be more, worthful to somebody.
Stand out more.
Especially, it doesn't really matter, independent or dealership life. The better trained you are, the more experience you have, the more you're worth. So you make yourself worth more to somebody, they're going to want to pay you more to stay.
Right. You become valuable to them. They'll do whatever. I mean, I had a tech that worked for me when I was about a year or two in. He was in school part-time, and then he ended up signing up for the Air Force, and by that time it was too late. I mean, the government pretty much owned him. I offered that kid anything he wanted, and he was just one of those techs that you get one of those that you let slip through, and he was important to me, and you get in there with a good boss or a good owner, your pay scale, like a pay scale doesn't matter. But bringing that same point up, it depends on the area. It depends on what you know, and it also depends on he mentioned. Let me go back up a little bit. What did he say here? Job security.
Job security of it.
So, you know what I mean? Obviously, when you work for, I can't say, I mean, I guess I have job security. I could be late and I don't have to worry about getting in trouble, but
yeah, with your name on the door. Yeah.
Who's to say, you know, down the street, they're going to open up an independent shop and they're going to be better or, you know, or market better than I do and all that stuff and take me out of business. Obviously, a dealership, that's more concrete. You're not going anywhere, especially when you're backed by a major manufacturer.
The shop is, but you are also got to think bigger picture there too. You know, the shop may be there, but you also have a lot more responsibilities as a dealership technician, because if you just let your trainings and your certifications lax off, then you're unable to do more warranty work. And if you're not able to do that warranty work for them, you're not worth anything.
Yeah.
They're going to cut you off like a bad appendage.
Well, he mentioned that too. There's more, you know, they get more help, more support. You know what I mean? The dealership will send you to class. They pay for your classes or no? If you
all the time.
Yeah. I mean, independent shops do too. I've had shops that offer it, especially ASC. You got to be ASC certified. But as far as updating class and new technology classes, my vendors pay for that. You know, we go, whether it's me or techs that I have working here, most of my vendors have seminars, have classes, have hybrid was the last one. I missed a few of those classes, but most of that stuff, you know, you get certifications. You're getting supported by the people I do business with as an independent shop owner, not just working at a dealership. And I'm sure the dealership, it's more or less the manufacturer that supports that, you know, or your boss in general.
Yeah, that much. That, and they get bigger kickbacks too.
Right.
For
Well, I know
certified
Chrysler wants to keep you guys up to date too. They don't want you guys slacking off, so they're going to support you guys, you know, up in your, you know.
Now, Warren does bring up another point, is that one of the other downsides of the dealership is the warranty aspect of it. Yes, here in the auto shop, you do have, you know, some kind of warranty companies that you work with here and there that might be kind of a pain, but they generally pay full book time.
They do.
For that. Yeah. But warranty things, so say, you know, we had a Chrysler 3.6 liter engine, which is, you know, the same across the board. Water pump on one of those pays like, book time will say like 1.3 hours, something along those lines. Under Chrysler's terms, because you are Chrysler certified and you are, you know, a master technician for doing that, then you should be able to get it done in 8/10.
Right.
That's booking.
Yeah.
Like, that's getting it done. But, you know, at the same time, you're also going to have that security of having more work to do, because there are more of those things out there that need attention.
I think the whole warranty thing,
weighted here and there,
and the whole thing GM does, they cut most of their time in half. When you become a master GM technician, I believe, at least in this area, they cut your time in half because they expect you to get it done sooner. So if it's an A-Tech job and it calls for 3 hours, they expect them guys to get it done in 1.8 because they've seen them, they've done them, they got a dozen or so under their belts, they got the right tools for the job, and I think that's broken. I think, you know, I made the majority of my money in this industry through flat rate pay. I would say, I'm sure you would say the same thing. Hourly, unless you plan on being at work for 80 hours a week, you can make good money. But, you know, I like the fact that I can be at work, you know, 42 hours or something like that and book 60, book 8, there's been times 80, 90, whatever it is. And then some independent shops will pay you time and a half. You know, after you book 40 hours, you're not only you make 40, 50, $60 an hour, depending on what your normal rate is. You know, and that I liked. I made a lot of money doing that.
Everybody always knocks the flat rate system, but yes, there are some negative sides to it, but it also has the most potential for the guys who want to put more effort and more work into it, get specialized, and get better at the kind of jobs that, you know, make you more money.
Speed comes time. Experience. You don't need to get faster. That'll come by itself. You just need to get the right tools. You need to get the right know-how. You need to get the right experience. Speed will come. I started getting faster. You knocking out jobs faster. I wasn't even trying. You know, it would come naturally. You know,
when you get to the point where you've done the job a couple of times, you see what it needs, and you're able to even just set up those tools.
You got your tools ready to go. Yeah.
So that saves you 5 minutes right there.
And I remember when I used to stress about it when I first started getting flat rate, you would stress about it. It would almost be like you lost time doing that, stressing out about it, like, I got to get this done. You know what I mean? You know,
stressing about it. That always sucks. The stress in the flat rate industry never helps anything.
Yeah, and that's what Leo just asked. What are the pros and cons of flat rates? Kind of what we're on now. But yeah, I mean, I
Mondays. Mondays on flat rate always suck.
But I've made, you know, to be able to, you know, to knock out have a 10-hour job and get it done in 3-4 hours, whatever. Even if you get it done in 20 hours, you're still getting paid for what it's worth. But to get something like that, the 20-hour job done in 5-6 hours, when I do these motor jobs or any heavy line jobs, I mean, there's nothing that beats that.
Now, Robert, in a way, I don't exactly agree with that statement. Where the con on flat rate, he said, is it more encourages people to take shortcuts if you have to it and get.
If you're a hack, maybe.
If you're a hack, then then that's that's what happens. But even the hacks get weeded out really quick in flat rate these days.
They don't make it.
They can't make it
because they're dealing with their comebacks. Anytime you shortcut, get ready to work on that again because it's going to be found either by the customer, by another tech. The work's not going to last. Our shortcuts is finding that tool, buying that tool that's going to get the job done faster. And to tell you the truth, I mean, the shortcuts that we take that I don't really like telling it because that gets back to the manufacturer. Next thing you know, book time goes down. We were just talking about that too. The shortcuts we take is having the right tools, is knowing what not to take off to get to something else. Not hacking brackets and things like that. If you're a tech that does that, you should not only get paid flat rate, you shouldn't get paid at all. You shouldn't be working on cars at all. And that's the kind of shortcuts that I think of when I think of people trying to, like skipping doing something or cutting a bracket that they're not supposed to and things like that. That's not a shortcut. That's not, shortcuts are having the right tool, having the right experience, knowing, hey, I've done this before. I could get this intake off without pulling this valve cover, without pulling this alternator off, things like that.
The experience in it is definitely where it's at. And if you've got those comebacks, that just kills your credibility at the shop that you're working at, whether it be independent or the dealership. The dealership won't want to give you those jobs anymore, so you're not going to be doled out any jobs, so you can't do your job. And then, like I said, comebacks, that's just negative money. You got to work on something 2 times, 3 times, then you're just throwing money away.
Yeah. Would any of you guys want to work on a car a second time and not get paid for it?
I don't even want to work on the car the second time,
when you get paid for it, time. But, I mean, sometimes some of these jobs, you're in the right mood. You don't want to work on it the first time and you're getting paid for it. But then imagine having to get paid for it again. And then that's money coming out where you work for a dealership or any independent shop. That's money coming out of the owner's pocket. That's time coming out of the owner's pocket. That's money coming out of your pocket because you could be working on something else. So I think most flat rate pay guys don't take, at least I guess that's me thinking the best of people. I don't think we take shortcuts. I think that's more of a myth, like a used car salesman myth. We're not trying to cut corners. We're not trying to...
Independent Auto Tech also said dealer techs only care about the money, no problem with that. Indie techs are more about being the best of the best. Also disagree.
Right.
In the dealership industry, we have best of the best tech awards in our regions, in our areas. They're based off of your fix first visit scores. So when a car comes in, you're able to diagnose, get the correct parts ordered and installed properly so the customer doesn't have to come back. Your fix first visit score goes up, you end up doing better. If you do more in the flat rate time, you're able to get those flat rate jobs done faster, show your hours on it. That also gets you better scores on it as well. So the dealerships also give you bigger kicks on doing your job and doing it right as well. A lot of dealerships are right now going to a system where if you get 45 hours or more done, then they'll bump your pay up 10%. But only if you have zero comebacks.
You'll want to be the best of the best. And I think, in him coming back at this one, I think he's saying more, you're the best. I would probably say, you're better at working at Chryslers than me. You know more. So, yeah, I guess you're the best in it. In an independent shop, I mean, and this is some of the points he was bringing up your last live stream. I mean, yeah, being an independent shop, we have to work on all makes and models. I get it. But here's the thing with Kyle. Not a lot of times he's working on these older cars either, though. We were saying, you get to work, but I don't see 2019s and 18, 17, they're not pulling in my shop. We're not doing water pumps on these working at an independent shop. We're still, and me, I like working on the other cars, but I'm still working on the, 2010s, 2006, 2000, that stuff you don't really see.
Generally, where we're cut off is, usually guys are out of all their warranties, their aftermarket warranties at about 2006 right now. So sometimes they're not even, by that time they come to me.
Yeah. So you're not seeing those anymore, right?
We don't see it too often, but also at other dealerships, kind of like ours, we have other lots. We have a used car lot. We have a car and credit lot on ours as well. So we aren't stuck just on, the Chrysler side of things only. We do have those other things that we have to fulfill for our dealership, and that's actually what makes our techs more money, is being able to do those cars that aren't under warranty, that are more than 5 to 10 years old. They need more work like that. So they generally make the dealership and the techs more money to be able to work on those. So again, another piece of incentive to be better at, getting better at the job regardless of whatever make it is.
Yeah, and wherever you work, whether it's
Mhm.
dealership too, because I mean, I guess some independent shops work on just newer cars too. Performance independent shops,
There are
things like
some
that.
of those out,
Yeah,
or Euro
yeah.
specifics.
See, I don't. To me, you know, and I think to me, I start to get that. You know, especially when I'm hustling and I'm in there. I'm working on these cars sometimes, guys. I don't even know what I'm working on. You know, you ever get that? You don't. You'd be working on these cars, and I mean, they
Every
all
once
kind
in
of
a while.
work the same. The parts are in different locations and all that stuff. But these cars kind of flow together. You know, I'll be underneath a car and I have no clue what I pulled in, no clue what I'm working on. You know, my wife orders parts. I'll do a whole car and not even know what it was. I'll try to think about it the next day. I'll be like, was that a Ford or was that, what the heck was that thing?
Everything
You know,
just kind of
it
blends
blends together. You know,
Yeah.
so these, you know, depending manufacturer or anything like that. I don't care the year. I know the alternator is bad and I need to replace it. You know, I know, you know, it's got a drivability problem and I need to fix it. It doesn't matter at that point. You know,
Right. That's where another, you know, line of where your support comes from is helpful as well. Whether you have the correct computer systems for helping you to diagnose those hard to diagnose cars, those codes that you've never seen before on that car that you've never even seen before either. That helps there, you know, and maybe having training from an older tech or a senior technician who has been able to see some of these issues
Yeah.
before also. A
yeah,
lot of the
you're
hands-on
messing with
experience.
some of the new problems that no one else is seeing too. So that's kind of a
I don't have that option of, oh, you know, that's beyond our technology or beyond what we have.
Or like me, I don't feel like working. I'll go send it to the dealer.
Yeah, yeah, you're like, that's a dealer problem.
Yeah,
no
send
problem.
it to. I think you should go to the dealer. You know,
I
I'm sending
don't
my
have
problems
that.
to him.
I can't get away from that one.
Or
We get
another
it
one
here.
too. You're working on these new ones too, and this, you know, they come out with a new design transmission. You're having issues with it. You don't get to go online or any of these forums and say, oh,
Nope.
there's 566 people that's having this exact problem. Let me check into that. You're the first one of the
There
third.
is
You know what I mean?
no points.
There's
to
no help
looking
there.
into that.
You're the one
We
coming
do
up with
have
that.
we do have an engineering center that we're able to talk to. They're called Star Tech Connect that we are able to talk to. But then again, it's a very indecisive technology that they're working with. They're working with trying to diagnose your car and helping you to diagnose it over the phone. So you can see the problem in that one. They might be able to give you a couple of pointers here and there, but their worth is little to none halfway anymore. So I can't rely on that one. But that is something else that's there. And South Main Auto in the house. What's up, man?
What's going on, Eric?
Stormageddon
Yeah, let's
2.0.
name it that. Let's name it that.
I survived Stormageddon. I drove from Ohio to Chi-Town.
2019 Stormageddon.
That's right. We were able to do that. That was awesome. Now the Duramax is like destroyed, covered in mud and filth and snow and slop. But you know what? That thing didn't hiccup one bit. It trucked right on through.
Guys, I'll tell you one thing, man. Seeing this truck up close and personal now and seeing Kyle, that truck is one hell of a truck. I'll give him that, man. He's doing well. Seeing it on video and watching some of the stuff he's done on this thing is one thing, but seeing it in person, this truck is nice. I'd almost make an offer on it.
You would.
I don't think you'd
but I
take
don't
it.
think
You'd
you'd
have to
do it.
walk back to Ohio.
So the funny story, you know,
Uber.
I don't know if I brought it up before, but a couple of months ago, I got to test drive one of the traded in Hellcat that we got, and I brought it home to my wife and I let her
You tried
test
to get
drive
her
it.
on it. And all
Tried to
that.
get her on it,
Yeah.
and my boss actually came up and asked me, you know, if we can get the numbers right, would you think about trading your truck in on it? And I said, you know what? I don't think I would. I don't think I could do it.
You know, I got a couple cars out there that I wouldn't trade for the world either. That Mustang, my Mustang, I wouldn't trade. I don't know for some reason. It's not even that. It's not as great as his truck, but everybody's got that one
Everybody's
set
got
on
that car, dude.
And what's funny, he got the same guy that was trying to trade him the car is the guy that he bought the truck off of too. So it was his car in the beginning, his truck in the beginning.
Yep. I don't think I could do it, both for its useful nature, the fact that I built it from, you know, absolutely bare bones and nothing. It didn't have anything done to it at all to what it is now. You know, it's been one of the first trucks that I've been able to put my signature, I guess, whatever I've wanted on it and be loving it. So I'll have that thing forever.
Everybody's got a doppelganger.
Yep.
What's up, Ishman?
What's up, man? No, now, I don't think you'd have caught me in New York. I'm sorry, New York.
New York.
Up in the New York
We
kind of
got
guy.
Chicago guys could say get to New York.
Chicago.
Chicago.
We did have the awesome delight of having some Chicago. It wasn't Chicago style pizza.
No,
but
it was
It was
the
Chicago
food in general
pizza.
in Chicago is probably some of the best, at least I've had in America.
He's
I've had-
He's not lying, dude.
It's
You guys' pizza and your food here
We'll
in
have
general.
tacos tomorrow. You gotta try that, man. Those are
Some
good.
tacos.
Some tacos in New York.
Buddy.
I'm walking here.
Kevin, yes, I got that Ratchet. I know you donated to the channel this last week so I could get that Tecton Ratchet, and I did. I bought it, and it's going to be coming to you live on a video sometime in the next week or so. I ended up getting the extended handle Tecton 90-tooth ratchet. So I'm going to be going through that one.
Man. I don't know any Tecton guys. I hear good. I hear bad. I don't what.
So preview on it. I've gotten a chance to use it just a couple little times. The feeling of it is it's not a SnapOn ratchet. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
if you can give the quality to that one, I mean,
I don't think anybody tries comparing any ratchets to
compare
SnapOn.
apples to
That's in its own, and it's you know what I mean. But
it's very sleek.
It's
It's easy to clean. It's very strong.
The directions are the right way.
They are. The directions are the right way. So I'll give you that one. It's very nice ergonomic grip, and the head is very small as well. So the extended ratchet with a small head, you're able to get into some really nice.
It's not one of those ratchets that like telescope. It's always stays.
It's
so
just
it's kind of like a
always-
breaker bar ratchet then.
Yes, it's a 3/8 90 tooth.
So
breaker bar ratchet.
they're putting some having a handle that big. They're putting some faith inside that.
Yeah, like I can crank on that thing, and I've cranked on a couple of them, and it hasn't broke yet.
Yeah, I mean, I broke some snap-on ratchets too. Anything will break. I'll break it. I can break it. Anything.
I've broken my share of ratchets, regardless of said maker, whatever it is. Yep. But yeah,
Corey sent me a ratchet too. I showed it to you. I showed it to the Rustbelt.
Oh
here,
yeah,
man. He loved it. He loved it.
That pinkin'.
Told him you're the man. She loves it too. She loves it. My wife's probably gonna steal it from her though, Corey. So you might see her wrenching with it in one of these videos here one day.
Ting Tools is one thing that I have not gotten the chance to use either. I've heard a bunch of people ask me about it, but I've never gotten the chance to try it. That's what she said. Always got to throw that one in there. SK for the win, huh? Ratchets. I think I broke 2 snap-on ratchets before. One was a 1/4 inch, and that's just because I was being a hulk of a dummy using a 1/4.
Some of those 1/4 inches.
Who puts a 3-foot handle on a 1/4 inch ratchet?
Right.
No, you don't need that.
The thing with me breaking them, I've always broke them differently. Like one time, it'll be the gear inside. The next time, like the rubberized handle will come off, or if it's a flex, that bolt will break. Or it's always broken different. It never fails like the same. It's always something different. And I mean, that's really what I've seen on it. It's not like the same thing breaking every time. And it's usually the ones with the long ass handles.
Always.
That's usually,
And generally doing stupid things.
Right. Yeah, putting a pipe on it or something like that when you're not supposed to.
Uh-huh.
But we all put pipes. We all cheetahs, I guess you call them, or negotiators.
The cheetahs. Is that New York for the cheater? The cheetahs.
The cheetahs. Well, and he said, remember forget about it.
Just forget about it.
So I don't know, guy. I don't know, New York style pizza or Chicago style pizza. I mean, they're probably pretty much the same. I think Chicago style pizza, not the deep dish, the flat one with the bunch of meat on it, probably beats out New York deep dish.
It does.
But then the other way around,
I'm not a fan of the chunky style sauce from the Chicago style. Now, the deep dish in general, I do enjoy that.
It's good. Nancy's is really good too. There's good and bad places.
Yes, if you start on your Equinox,
No, Warren, I got it. I'm thinking about going different ways with this one, man. I might actually do something how Eric did on his channel and do a pay it forward. I got a couple families that are in need of a car. We might do something like that. Or I'm thinking about blacking the sucker out. Blacking out the rims, blacking out the taillights, blacking out the brake lights. I mean, everything. Tinting the windows.
Or bedline it.
Or maybe bedline it, I mentioned too.
Raptor line it?
Yeah, do a Raptor or a Line X or something like that. I mean, I didn't want to get too crazy with it because if I do use it as a write-off or use it to help out a family or helping techs or helping people in general, I guess that would be hashtag helping anybody.
Yeah. It's hard not to get over, zealous with these things.
Yeah, murdered out Equinox, and everything's blacked out me, blacked out toolbox, the Tahoe, the truck. You guys seen it?
The Tahoe is pretty badass too.
Yeah, but we'll see what we got to do. I'm actually thinking about not only just doing the timing on it and all that stuff, but just doing the updated pistons and the rings and all that stuff. we'll see once I get it open. You guys will see it on the video. We'll start working on it once I have time.
That would be cool because that's one of the other things you guys aren't going to see on my channel. You know, another downside to working at a dealership, that the time aspect on tearing apart a Chevy Equinox Ecotec engine is not beneficial to the time that we have in our shop. So generally, those kind of cars,
or even doing it yourself too. You know what I mean? It's not like you want to take that's something you do that more at your house or something. You know, it's not like you're going to take that stuff to, even if your boss let you. I'm saying, but you're not going to do that at work. You know, no one wants it.
No, not generally. Doesn't save enough money and enough time to make itself worthwhile in the dealership aspect of it. So with your training and everything, going back to the dealership questions, would you have done anything different to get where you're at training-wise? Would you have gone to a different school? Would you have...
No, I probably used the same school, but what I would have done is working for one of those independent shops. If I put any time or effort into, you know, whether it was recerting my ASCs or going full on with the L1 program and all that stuff, they would have reimbursed me. So I probably would have put more time into that, you know, before either opening up my own shop or going to a place that doesn't offer that. I mean, I think that'd be the only thing. And honestly, if I could redo it, I don't know if I would. Maybe I would have gave the dealership a better chance. But you know, at the time, the union dealership around here, guys, it's not caught up to, like, it's not heaven like where the dealership he works at. It was rough. It was cutthroat. It was, you know, they did not care about you. But I guess they would have if I was more experienced. Now if I went out, I got a little more experience under my belt. I mean, you walk into a dealership with a box like that, they'd probably throw you out. You know, we ain't got room for that. But you know, with going into a dealership,
time for that.
Going into a dealership now, you know, it'd probably be different. But at the time, it felt like hell. Yeah, Independent Auto Tech 701. Yep.
Yeah, I've heard of a bunch of bad things come out of union dealerships. In Ohio, you usually hear.
They were on strike for 7 months last year.
Really?
Trying to get a couple extra dollars pay and their guaranteed time, and they were for 7 months, and they had to go back to work, still didn't get what they wanted.
Or all those bad horror stories about how they rolled their text boxes outside.
The Napleton, sank into the ground. This guy got his box wet. That's his legend there. I mean, that's his livelihood. And for a dealership to do that to their technicians and then have them replaced by scabs right away, it's not a place I want to work at.
That's pretty crap.
And that's one of the reasons why we opened our own shop. I was tired of making other people rich, being walked on, not cared about. You know, yelled at for anything you did or didn't do. I couldn't do it. I'd rather take my own money and invest in anything I had and open up my own place. And that's what I did. And luckily, I mean, I was blessed, especially with all the competition around here, but we started to profit our first year. So, I mean, but it's a lot. You know, I think the best way to get in it is probably buying something that's already there. I mean, obviously, I bought this building and racks were already included, but starting from scratch, I mean, I could see why it's overwhelming.
It is. Not only that, did you have all your equipment?
The racks were here.
I'm talking about like tire machines.
No, I had to buy that. I mean, just like too. Eric, I think some of his stuff he had to buy and he bought as he went. But I took out no loans. I either saved for it or.
Captain Ron says, "Bringing back some pizza
and some tacos." Ron, you want some Chicago tacos? But yeah, I mean everything. I never financed it. You know what I mean? Outside of my tools and all that stuff, I financed a tire machine, but I saved up for it. You know, good down payment, good. You planned it out, the welder, all that stuff. I mean, I'm still getting stuff. He has flush machines, things like that. I don't use some of that stuff. I don't have any of that stuff.
We don't even use half the machines.
Well,
so Chrysler, they have a list of recommended or required tools through their dealership that you have to have for every make and model that comes out each year. They've got an updated list of probably 30 to 40 extra special tools that come in.
Yeah, that too.
You may never touch those tools ever again. So the dealership is forced to buy roughly $5,000 worth of special tools every single year on something that their technicians probably will never mess with, because who's to say that the bearings on the inner seal or the inner seal on a PTU unit would ever fail. Well, they may not be prone to it, and you may not ever use that special tool ever in your life.
Or they come up with a new design part you need a special tool for, and then the following year they stop using that part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or discontinue that car like Chrysler does.
Or discontinue the car or whatever it is, yeah. Or it's a bad design, we're not going to use that anymore, and it took, like how Cadillac did that with the water pump socket. Well, they kind of use that for a while, but just tools like that in general.
Canada, the real Rustbelt. Rustbelt, eh?
Man, that snowman melted right after I took that picture. my little buddy.
Sell a power steering flush on an Equina.
Yeah. I've had service writers do that when that technology was kind of still new to me. I don't know, 15 years ago or so. Yeah, he was selling these things to customers and they were buying them and didn't even have a hydraulic system.
Jared donated $1.99. Thanks you, buddy. Yep. Yeah, it comes with tool incentive trade.
Bonko Tools?
I can't. Baco Tools?
Bonko?
No, owned by SnapOn. No, I haven't heard of that one.
A lot of shit's owned by SnapOn.
Well, yeah.
I'm surprised.
Well, either that or their affiliates making things for SnapOn.
Well, tool-wise, but they own Mitchell, the program I use. They own
Shopkey Pro too.
Yeah.
Who it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it is. Yeah, Shopkey. Yeah, Shopkey's the same.
Mm-hmm. So you guys want to hear something really cool? We are actually one of the other secret things that we decided to have this meeting for up in the Chi-Town. We decided to get together and kind of work on a new business venture. If you guys have paid attention to my channel over the last couple of months, you know that I've done some reviews on some monthly crates for like Diesel Crate and Truck Pack. We got a bright little idea, mostly came from him, but I mean, we're carrying it.
Yeah, we're going to run with it. I think it's great.
We are going to run with it. We are going to start our own company. We're going to be starting up a tool crate monthly subscription service called Toolheads Crate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see.
And it's really for you guys. I mean, us tool heads and this tool community in general. Obviously, it's going to expand beyond that. But I mean, I'm backing it. You know, my bank accounts are backing it, so you know this stuff's going to have some good stuff. We're going to try to put some quality stuff in there. We got some promos we'll show you guys, but I think it's something out there that we need. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool niche idea, especially for guys maybe like me that don't get to work around a lot of other techs. I mean, I see some of these newer tools that come out on Kyle's channel and you other YouTube's channel out there. I see these new tools. I don't have that. There's not a tech walking in here seeing. So this crate service, you know, we're going to send you those tools. You don't have to search for them. You know, you pay a monthly fee. These tools are going to come to you, and a lot of other cool stuff too. And it's going to be geared more towards whether you're a tech foreman, whether you work in an independent shop, where you're a big chain, you could be a weekend warrior, a DIY guy. It's going to pertain to everybody. You know, you're a gearhead at heart. You like to work with your hands in this at heart. The crate service is going to be perfect for you. Yep,
and we are going to make it, like he said, more geared towards you guys. A lot of these other crate services we've been looking into for other ones that people have put out. Check that design out.
Wait,
yeah, you're good there. You're there. This is one of our shirts. Logo. That's our logo that we're going to be putting on it. But the biggest complaint that we hear from these other crate services is going to be that they never feel like they get their money's worth out of these boxes. You know, they spend 34, 35, 50, 60 bucks, whatever, on these things, and they don't feel like they've got their money's worth. So our slogan for the company that we're starting up is called Cheap Box, Better Stuff.
Yep, which we don't care about the packing and sending it. We might even send it to you in an old Walmart bag. It's the stuff that's inside it is what's going to count.
Justin, thank you for that donation, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Justin, man, here.
But if Captain Ron is in the chat, he did up above www.toolheadscrate.
That's the link. That's the name of the company.
That's
the name. Toolheads with a Z, guys.
With a Z. So right now it is partially live. We have the website up now for you guys to just put your email address in to get notified when we do go full live, and you guys can put orders into the system. We plan on hopefully making this website fully live to be able to put in orders on February 1st, on or about maybe the next couple of weeks after that. We're still kind of working out some of the legal aspects.
And then we'll ship out, and then we'll probably ship out, 30, 45 days after that. Obviously, get everything in, get everything going.
We'll take the pre-orders.
We'll take the pre-orders and then get everything out. At this point, there's a lot to it because we're putting more thought into it than your normal crate service that just throws a bunch of crap in the box and throws it your way. We want to make these tools. When you guys open that box, you know, looking at 1 or 2 things in there, we want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth. And obviously, tools in different areas range in different price, but we want to make it sure it's something that you guys can use. You know, so the questionnaire, there'll be questionnaires, maybe shirts obviously will be in there, branding, all that stuff. We'll always give you the fillers and all that cool stuff that you've probably seen on his channel, or if you guys are subscribed to any crate services, you guys know what you get. There's plenty out there. Really not so much as far as what the stuff we need. You know, our industry, our community. There's not a whole lot calling for that. I mean, there's a niche for this, and we need it. I would love it. I might subscribe myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the price point that we're looking at for right now at this point is it's right around the $35-ish range. We're going to be trying to focus on around that, because I think that we can fill a box and have you guys feel like you are getting your money's worth for that one. Maybe later on, if things take off, we will offer different subscription price points for it.
Tiers.
Doing a tiered system, something lower, that one in the middle, and then doing a bigger one to be able to get a, you know, maybe even an electric tool or something along those lines.
Maybe start shipping out some, you know, maybe get back by some of these tool brands. We're in cahoots with a couple, talking to them and seeing what we get in there, especially at a better, you know, we get a better deal, you guys get a better deal, you know. So it's something out there we've been working on. I think it's going to be great.
So we do have a couple of them that we've put together
Prototypes.
here. Prototypes primarily. So you guys are the very first 51 people in here.
And this is some of just is some of the heads up, some of the stuff you guys would see in it, our box, our logo, things like that.
So this is going to be the general box that you have. This will be a nicer sticker set, but this is the general idea of what you will see. As you can tell, our slogan on here, cheap box, better stuff, because when you guys get these boxes, what do you do with these? If you are generally going to use up what is right in here, then you're going to be throwing this box away anyways.
Who cares about the box?
Who gives a crap about the box? So we've got a white box that doesn't cost the $5 or $6 that every other crate service is using. It's just a plain white box. So inside said box, yeah, exactly. You don't care about the box. You care about the shit that's in the box. So you open this first box here. What do we see? It's full of good stuff. Something along the lines of
definitely got to have the stickers.
Obviously. Of some kind probably will be in there. We've got some organization
cool
stuff.
Toolbox stickers, all that. We all love stickers. We all, you know, you guys know you all collect stickers. There's another cool one.
We love our stickers. We're either
borderline offensive stickers, things like that.
We've got a nice microfiber cloth for cleaning off your toolbox or cleaning off a car, something along those lines. There might be some Rustbelt or JRC decals in there.
Yeah.
There just might be.
Yeah.
We've got some possible fuse packs to be thrown in there. And we've got hopefully some kind of a...
It's always going to be something tool related.
Something tool related will be in each and every one. This one's got a multi-tool, something thrown in there. And then, of course, your subscription Toolheads Crate shirt.
Whether it's hat, shirt, wristband, I mean, it could be. It's going to be anything.
We might even throw shop shirts in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's.
But these may not be the exact crates that you guys see. We're just kind of getting an idea of what you guys think about these. So that is crate number 1. You can read through the comments, tell me what they're saying on that one.
Yeah, they asked about the decals. Warren did.
Them decals?
Yeah, a lot of people with the decals. Here's another cool one too.
So another optional crate that we're kind of looking through. So as you open up this one, we've got some Dremel bits, grinding bits.
Yep, diamond bits for the Dremel.
Yep, we've got some heat shrink solder joints for your wiring stuff for inside and under dashes. Some mechanics gloves because...
And you never know, you'll get disposable gloves. I mean, it's always going to be mechanic base related, or you know, at least gearhead related.
Yep. And then we've got shop towels because you never have enough good shop towels.
Always got to have shop towels
ever.
There. There's the stickers.
We found here. We found JRC and Rustbelt mechanic vinyls in here. You might find those in your thing too.
You ask and you shall receive.
That's right. Tire.
Nice tools. Little gifts you could, you know, if you don't like, you'd always give to, you know, throw one in your girlfriend's car, throw one in your wife's car, give one to your buddy, your neighbor. Always cool stuff coming your way.
Still play with blocks.
We all still play with blocks.
Some stickers, more funny things for sticker bombing them carts. We're looking into some
magazine
subscriptions,
keeping it tool related, keeping it tech related, keeping it, you know, dealer, auto, whatever you do related.
Yep, and then also something along the lines of a Bluetooth OBD2 scan tool. One of the kind that you would hook up to your phone.
Yep.
Hook up.
Kyle did a review video on one of them through
Top Done USA.
Yep.
Is who we're looking at through some of those.
It's always going to have, like I said, guys, you know, this is backed by my funds. You guys know I don't mess around when it comes to quality. You guys know I don't play around when it comes to money. I mean, it's backed. So, I mean, this stuff, quality stuff to you guys. I don't care so much about the packing. I don't care so much about any of that stuff. I want quality tools out there, things that I would want. I know you guys want. I mean, you guys seen some of the tools I give away in these giveaways. You know, I don't mess around. You know, quality tools. Quality over quantity. I get these good tools for you guys. I'm giving away these good tools that I've owned, I've used, I've made money on. You know, these crates are going to have, these tools that come in these crates are going to be good stuff.
And as we said, they come from us. You know, two of the best guys here on YouTube.
I mean, it's
tool reviews.
You try, yeah. I mean,
they're coming from us.
We probably got the most sickest boxes around. You know, I mean, your toolbox and mine. You know, it's you go out and buy a small house and a car and feed a family for a year with the price of those things. You know,
exactly. So we're gonna be going through with this one. So make sure you guys go over to toolheadscrate.com, put your email in, so you can get notified when the site does go live. Hopefully within the next like 3 or 4 weeks. Like I said, we'll then be doing the pre-orders for the packages for about 30 to 45 days on those. We will be letting you guys know on that one. There will be a questionnaire form on the website when it goes live for, you know, specs, shirt size, what kind of industry you're in, what kind of tools, and some, you know, I always like to hear feedback on these things too. So if you guys have other ideas of stuff that you would like to see in them, you know, we are definitely open for them, because these crates are for you guys.
Yep.
Like, we are making this for the tool community. Everybody has their just automotive or just truck-based things, or the just gamer-related tool crate, your crates. So we're
my wife
here
does
for
a
the
makeup
tool
and
community.
baking one. She does. I mean, this is geared towards us, guys.
Yeah, nobody's ever really
all
heard
these
of
guys we
anywhere.
talk to in the live stream, we see, subscribe to our channels. I mean, these are geared toward us. You know, and any questions you leave on our channels, you know, we're here for the box to make it for you guys. I mean, it's going to change as we change. It's going to grow as we grow as technicians, or whatever you guys do. You know, this is going to follow behind us.
Yep.
So.
Yep, and that is another thing. We will be trying to contact as many tool companies newer in the game also. We've been in talks with a few, so we can't really put some of those things on camera yet. And, you know, just trying to get ideas for our boxes, but hopefully some newer products for some newer companies to do some advertising through the box. Get some of their new awesome tools out to you guys, to the masses.
And Robert, what I was just saying too is that's exactly what we're geared towards. You know, new tools that we never find, you know, within reason, within range. You know, this, you know, that new tool maybe that you don't know existed. You know, I watched Flat Rate channel the other day. Master did a tool popping one. Never even know that sucker existed. I mean, and that's exactly what we'll have in these boxes. Those tools, you might open this thing up and be like, I need this in my life. What is this tool? Where has it been all my life? You know what I mean? That's what we're going to be geared toward. Things like that. It might not always be like that. And then also, you want to tell them about the golden ticket too?
That is exactly what we're going to be doing, something awesome for you guys as well. So a couple of the other subscription crate services, you know, might give something a little bit extra here and there, but something bigger that we want to do for the technicians and the tool lovers in general for the Toolheads crate is going to be offering a golden ticket every single month. So this monthly subscription service is going to be running in a cycle every 30 or 31 days monthly. One time every month when the boxes go out, there will be one randomly selected box that we have no clue who it's going to go to, because we're not going to put the names on these things until the last day, and we will be putting a golden ticket inside one of those. That golden ticket could be a redemption for, say, some big Milwaukee tools, for maybe a little scanner.
One of the nicer scanners. I mean, anything. I mean, it could be a $100 tool. It could be a $200 tool. We really don't know. The golden ticket. We might send you another box. We might send you a couple months free. I mean, it's going to be kind of random and kind of not really any kind of money, because you can't put a price tag on our subscribers. So, you know, it's not like it's labored any kind of money or what kind of tools are, but we're going to base it off of you get that golden ticket, you're going to contact us, maybe tell us something you need, maybe tell us something you're into, and maybe we'll pertain to that. We'll entertain that and send you something in that you may need. So
exactly, a good surprise that comes every 30 days.
surprise.
That's not a bill.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you get one of those awesome things in the mail.
And it'll be random. You know, it's probably not going to be the same person every time. Obviously, if you win, don't expect to win again. It's always going to be a random person. We'll make sure of that. But that's about it. It could be anybody, just like our tool giveaways that we do, just like any other thing that you, just like the lottery. I mean, you'll be a winner, and that's the golden ticket.
How about $1,000 tool? Well,
maybe.
We'll
see how we go.
Eventually.
It's not going to be that serious, but you never know. You know, it's not. It's probably not.
We got to get some feedback for this stuff.
We do. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how big we get. We see how many get. Tell your friends. You know, subscribe. Make sure you guys, you know, find out when we drop. You have to subscribe, and everybody subscribe. We'll see how big we get. You never know. Maybe we'll send you a SnapOn toolbox.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not mine.
That's the goal. You know what? That would be a pretty freaking cool. If we get big enough,
shipping.
Yeah, if we get big enough to give somebody a freaking toolbox.
The Diesel Brothers give away big ass trucks.
They do.
You know, why can't we? You know, why can't we? Whatever. I use it as write-offs anyways. So
something big to look forward to, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy that kind of a box to be able to check out sometime in the near future.
And the design is from his lovely wife Ashley. She made it. If you're watching, great design. Still love it.
Yep. It was an awesome design, all designed in-house. So like we guys said, it's all for you guys. Something that we really enjoy, this community that we see in our live streams, our channels growing, how they're growing, the tool, you know,
I think
the
we're
tool
growing
community in general.
As a family. We're growing. The people in these live streams that I see on Kyle's and the ones I do, I mean, it's the same faces. You know, these people, I talk to these people throughout the week. Every time I drop a video, I'm in contact with all you guys. You know, I feel like you guys are in our family, in our contacts of friends anyway. So we're pertaining to you guys. You know, it's not about us. It's not for us. It's not for our channels. It's for our subscribers. It's for this tool community and beyond.
That's right. Well, that's about all that we have for you guys today. If you guys haven't subscribed to Mr. JRC54's channel, make sure you do that right now. Hit the like button below if you guys like this kind of live stream chat. I know it wasn't on our standard Sermon Sunday, but the circumstances persisted.
Tomorrow, man.
We might be able to do one tomorrow still, but it can't top this one already. So what's the point on that one, you know? So we are going to say adieu for that one, and appreciate you guys tuning in to the awesome live stream. And as always, you guys stay awesome.
Signing out. The guy goes, I've never seen a display of eye protection in a toolbox before.